This is Richard Keller welcoming you to CCBC Dundalk. We turn now to Lamont, Germany for our starting lineups.
The Raptors of Montgomery College. For the Raptors, at guard, the 6-foot freshman, number 1, Chris Johnson. For Montgomery College, at guard, he's the 6'2" freshman from Brooklyn High School, number 4, Joshua Smith. At forward for the Raptors, a 6'6" sophomore, number 20, Patrick Smith. At forward for Montgomery College, a 6'5" sophomore from Mullis, number 25, Andre Oso. And representing the starting five at forward, a 6'5" sophomore from High Point, number 35. The Montgomery College Raptors are coached by Keith Berg. And now, let's meet the starting five for your CCBC Dundalk Lions. We begin at guard, the 6-foot sophomore, number 0, Dante Zapon Winfield. For Dundalk, at guard, he's a 5'6" sophomore, number 1, Mike White. For your Lions, at guard, a 5'10" sophomore. And rounding out the starting five with your Lions at center, the 6'6" sophomore, number 24, Whitney Christian. Your CCBC Dundalk Lions are coached by Jerome Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play basketball.
Once again, this is Richard Keller, and we welcome you to CCBC Dundalk for this afternoon's men's basketball game featuring the visiting Montgomery Raptors versus homestanding Dundalk. Both teams are 5-2 in conference. Montgomery comes in with an overall record of 12-4. Dundalk with a record of 9-5. Should be an outstanding basketball game this afternoon, and we're about ready for the tip-off of this afternoon's game. Isaac Akwara will jump center for Montgomery.
Patrick Smith.
Instead, Patrick Smith will jump center against Jihad Muhammad. Montgomery with the tip. Chris Johnson controls, comes across the timeline, and we have a whistle. And the shot clock did not start. And a discussion with Coach Taylor from Dundalk about the time on the shot clock. Montgomery is coached by Keith Bird. Dundalk coached by Jerron Taylor. Keith Bird's assistants Elliot Headley, Jamal Wise, and Thomas Treadwell. For Dundalk, Gus Durr Jr., Rodney Harrison, Dante Johnson, and Darryl Perry. It'll be Montgomery possession. Inbounds to Joshua Smith. We go back to Chris Johnson. And again, we have issues with the shot clock. Montgomery starts Chris Johnson at guard, Joshua Smith at guard, Patrick Smith at center, Andre Hodo at forward, and Isaac Akwara at center. Dundalk will start with Dante Jaffa Winfield at guard, Mike White at guard, Brandon Johnson at guard, Brian Jefferson at guard, and Rodney Christian, the big man, in the middle. We're just 16 seconds in, and we're trying to get the shot clock issues resolved. Piece of history as we look across the floor this afternoon, we see the sign that the CCBC Dundalk Lions were the 2000 NJCAA National Men's Basketball Division II champions. So this is a home of champions from 2000. Montgomery has won their last 3. Dundalk has won their last 2. The teams are tied at 5-2, and they are tied for 5th in the conference. We actually have 4 other teams, along with these 2 teams, that have 2 losses or less. Garrett leads the conference at 6-1 and 15-1. Hartford at 6-1 and 13-5. Hartford just losing their first game earlier this week to Catonsville. Baltimore at 4-1, 10-6. Catonsville at 7-2, 12-4. Montgomery and Prince George's at 5-2 and 12-4. And Dundalk at 9-5 and 4-2. So we will again have Montgomery inbound the ball. 16 seconds in. And the shot clock appears to be operating properly. Chris Johnson on the drive, off his leg, maintains it. Outside to Patrick Smith. Left side, jump shot, no good. Rebound inside by Montgomery's number 25, Andre Hodo. And the first possession for Dundalk. Brandon Johnson across, throws it away down the left side. Turnover will go to Montgomery. Inbounded to Chris Johnson, guarded by Mike White. To Andre Hodo, back to Chris Johnson, back to Hodo. In the middle, Chris Smith on the drive. Left side jump shot, no good. Off the hands of 35, Isaac Akwara. It'll be Dundalk possession. We're almost a minute in with no score. Brandon Johnson comes across the timeline, getting instructions from Coach Taylor. Johnson with it out top on the drive. Inside pass and an easy layup for number 24, Rodney Christian. And Dundalk gets on the board first at 2-0. A little pressure. Right side three-point shot by Chris Johnson gives Montgomery the lead at 3-2. Brandon Johnson out front. Dundalk moving the ball around, everybody getting their hands on the ball. On the drive, jump shot from the right is good. Number 20, Jihad Muhammad, gives Dundalk a 4-3 lead. Under 18 minutes, first half. Chris Johnson with possession inside, and we've got a foul call. First foul of the game. And the foul is on Dundalk's number 0, Dante Jaffa Winfield, his team's first. And number 14, Ramel Davidson, the key sub, is in for Montgomery. Inside with a shot, 25. Andre Hodo gives Montgomery the lead, so we're back and forth. Left side, Mike White. Out top, Brandon Johnson fakes the shot, back to White. Back to Johnson. Jaffa Winfield, three-pointer from the top of the key, in and out. And Dundalk maintains possession. Jaffa Winfield. Loose ball. Picked up by Mike White. Picked up by Johnson, back to White. Back to Johnson. Jaffa Winfield on the drive, out front. We have a 3-second violation on Dundalk. 17 minutes remaining first half. 5 for Montgomery. We've already had several lead changes. Inbounds to Chris Johnson. To Patrick Smith. Now to Hodo. Out front to Ramel Davidson. And back to Chris Johnson. Looking for a play. Smith. Hodo. Jump shot is good. Andre Hodo with 4 points and a 7-4 lead for Montgomery. Brandon Johnson across the timeline. Looking for a play. Right side, Jaffa Winfield. Back out front to Johnson. Left side, White. Back out front, Johnson. Jaffa Winfield, long jumper. Hit the back rim and then went over the rim. And out of bounds. Ball belongs to Montgomery. A little bit of pressure from Dundalk here. Patrick Smith gets it across the timeline and goes back out to Chris Johnson to run the play. Johnson looking for somewhere to go. Guarded by Johnson. Off of 25, Andre Hodo. It'll be Dundalk possession. Number 21, Trey Henriquez for Dundalk. Inbounds to Mike White. Slowly comes across the timeline with no pressure. Comes to the top of the key, starts his drive, nowhere to go. Out front, Henriquez, long three-pointer. And once again, the ball hit the back rim and went up and hit the shot clock sign, which is out of bounds, and it will belong to Montgomery. On the drive is Chris Johnson. Reverse layup is good. Chris Johnson with a layup. 9 for Montgomery. And Dundalk with a 30-second timeout. 15:29 remaining first half. Montgomery 9, Dundalk 4. And Coach Taylor trying to settle his team at this point. They led briefly a couple of times in the early minutes, but now trail 9-4 with 15:29 remaining first half. Once again, both teams 5-2 in conference. And Montgomery out to an early lead. Dundalk perhaps having some bad luck with some shots hitting the back rim and then going out of bounds, so not even an opportunity to get the rebound. So it'll be Dundalk possession as we come back from the timeout. Muhammad inbounds to Mike White. White comes across. Devin Mosley in the game. White drives to the left. Looking for somebody to go to. Goes to Henriquez, back to White. Left side to Johnson, goes inside. His pass intended for Muhammad goes out of bounds, or stays in bounds, and Montgomery takes over. Back out front to Chris Johnson. A fake and a drive, and we've got a whistle. Andre Hodo on the drive. Dundalk foul is on Devin Mosley, number 2, his first team second. Andre Hodo shoots 2. Hodo off the back rim, gets no break on the front rim. He'll shoot one more. Hodo's second is good. 10 for Montgomery. Quickly across the timeline is Dundalk. And number 3, Brandon Johnson with a travel as he was trying to make the play. Patrick Smith to inbound. To Ramel Davidson, now back to Chris Johnson as he controls, as he has all game and probably will most of the game. On the drive, 14. Ramel Davidson with a miss. Muhammad with a rebound for Dundalk, quickly up the floor. On the drive, contact but no foul call. And a jump shot is good by Devin Mosley for Dundalk. 10-6. Heading towards 14 minutes, knocked out of bounds by number 3, Brandon Johnson. And substitutions for Dundalk, number 5, Robert Goodwin, number 10, Brian Jefferson come in the game. Inbounds to Chris Johnson as he continues to control the ball. And 25, Andre Hodo is stripped. Dundalk with possession. A little bit of pressure. Goodwin gets it across. Jump shot from the right side by number 20, Jihad Muhammad. His 4 points on the drive. And now Dundalk with a rebound. Here comes Goodwin. And now he slows it down. Goodwin in the corner on the drive. Passes inside is missed. On the drive, Chris Johnson going to the basket, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll be Montgomery possession. 13:33 remaining first half. 10-8 Montgomery. They were out to a 10-4 lead. Jump shot is no good. Rebound inside and back up and in by number 14, Ramel Davidson. 12-8. Dundalk with possession. Mosley in the corner. It's Trey Henriquez. Henriquez gets it back. His jump three-pointer is good. Trey Henriquez with a three-pointer. It's now 12-11 Montgomery as we go under 13 minutes in the first half. Pressure from Dundalk. They get it. Montgomery gets it to Chris Johnson. He gets it across. Inside pass is stolen. Jihad Muhammad with the steal. And number 10, Brian Jefferson on the drive. His pass goes out of bounds without being touched. And it is Montgomery possession. Chris Johnson with it. He's guarded by Jefferson. Johnson comes across, left side. Goes to Joshua Smith, looking for a play. Hodo on the post. His jump shot is good. Andre Hodo over Devin Mosley, and it's 14-11 Montgomery. Goodwin out front. Jafar Winfield, Goodwin on the drive. And we have a traveling violation. It seems like the traveling was caused as he ran into a Montgomery player with the ball. Montgomery possession on the turnover as we head to the 12-minute mark. Patrick Smith inbounds quickly up the floor to Jordan Baker. On the drive, he tries to go, and it's taken away. Dundalk on the break. Brian Jefferson thinks better of it and pulls it out. Jafar Winfield for the jumper. A three-pointer is good. Dante Jafar Winfield with a three-pointer. And now it's Montgomery with a timeout. It is a full timeout. 11:42 remaining first half. We're tied at 14. We'll be back after the timeout. The teams are breaking their huddle. Once again, 11:42 remaining first half. We're tied at 14. A back and forth game. Both teams having a share of the lead. Numerous lead changes. And Montgomery will inbound. Dundalk with pressure. They get it to Ramel Davidson. Gets it across the timeline to Patrick Smith. Back to Davidson. Andre Hodo with it. Now Jordan Baker. Joshua Smith. A jump shot by 20. Patrick Smith is no good. And we've got a foul on Montgomery. Foul on 22, Shakana Mandua. Goodwin with the ball. Goodwin gets it back. Three-pointer is good. Robert Goodwin with a three-pointer gives Dundalk a three-point lead at 17-14. Oh, the long touchdown pass. Joshua Smith with the basket cuts the lead to 1 for Montgomery. Dundalk with possession on the drive. A pass is taken away by 25, Isaac Akwara. Jump shot is no good. Patrick Smith with a rebound, goes inside, misses. And Jafar Winfield with a rebound for Dundalk. They quickly come up the floor. Jump shot by 10. Brian Jefferson is no good. Montgomery back quickly. Shakana Mandua. Hodo. And back out front to Ramel Davidson. Joshua Smith with it now. Back to Davidson. He fakes the shot, decides differently. Jump shot by 20. Patrick Smith is no good. Trey Enriquez with a rebound. Dundalk back up the floor. Jaffa Winfield back out top. And the three-pointer by Brian Jefferson, no good. Montgomery up slowly. Mondua. Back to Joshua Smith. Gets inside, jump shot, no good. And a rebound and a long pass, and Robert Goodwin with a lay-in for Dundalk. 19-16 Dundalk as we approach 9 minutes in the first half. Three-pointer is missed, and rebound. Patrick Smith misses, and Dundalk with a rebound. Trey Enriquez with it. Quickly up the floor to Goodwin. Now a three-pointer from the left side by Trey Enriquez is no good. And once again, Montgomery slows the pace. Multiple substitutions getting ready to come in for Dundalk. Nice give and go. And we've got a blocking foul inside. Joshua Smith on the give and go. Dundalk foul is on number 2, Devin Mosley. That's his second, team's third. Only 4 fouls called in the first 11 and a half minutes. Joshua Smith shoots 2 for Montgomery. Smith makes the first, shoots 1 more. And multiple substitutions for Dundalk. We've got 1, Mike White, 3, Brendan Johnson, 24, Rodney Christian. Coach Taylor on the sideline giving instructions. Second shot is missed. Rebound by 20, Jihad Muhammad. Jaffa Winfield. Johnson, three-pointer from Mike White is no good. Ramel Davidson with the rebound. Joshua Smith now with it. Dundalk looking to trap. Pass goes to Joshua Smith, who makes the bank shot. And we're tied at 19. 8 minutes, first half. We have a three-pointer taken by Jaffa Winfield. Shakana Mondua with his first foul. And it'll be 3 shots for Jaffa Winfield as the shot occurred in the three-point area. Winfield makes the first, gives Dundalk the lead. 20-19. Winfield makes the second as well, shoots 1 more. Jordan Baker, number 10 for Montgomery. Winfield now goes for the hat trick. Dante Jaffa Winfield with the hat trick. Makes all 3 free throws. On the run for Montgomery. Pull-up jumper by 4, Joshua Smith. Rebound Dundalk. Comes across the timeline with Brandon Johnson. To White. Back to Johnson. Jaffa Winfield in the middle. Jump shot by Rodney Christian, no good. Goes back out top. And Montgomery with a steal. Jordan Baker with it. And a steal. Nice play by number 1, Mike White, as he anticipated the pass and went for the uncontested layup. 24-19. And now Montgomery gets it across. Davidson back with it as they try and slow the pace. The pressure from Dundalk starting to take its toll. Brandon Johnson with the foul, his first, team's 4th. Montgomery to inbound on the common foul. Joshua Smith with it, guarded by Johnson. Hodo up high, drives off a couple of hands, And the shot by number 10, Jordan Baker, misses. It'll be Dundalk possession. Under 7 minutes, first half. Dundalk by 5. White. Jumper from the left side is no good. Inside, Christian is blocked. It goes outside to Mike White for a 3, and he makes it. Mike White with a 3-pointer for Dundalk. And they open up a 27-19 lead, the largest. And a player control foul on number 4, Joshua Smith. His first, team's third. Mike White with it. Looking to Coach Taylor for the play. Johnson back to White. Jaffa Winfield, White. Now the 3-pointer is no good by number 3, Johnson. Joshua Smith with it for Montgomery. Long pass for Patrick Smith. Banks off the board. Hodo with it with a jumper, no good. Ball loose inside, and Dundalk gets it. Comes down the floor on the run. Mike White pull-up 3 is good. Mike White with a pull-up 3, and it's 30-19, an 11-point lead for Dundalk. Here comes the trap. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Dundalk. Number 1, Chris Johnson comes back in. .35, Isaac Akwara comes in for Montgomery as well. Ball inbounded to Johnson, guarded by White. They go inside. And a nice pass to number 4, Joshua Smith for the dunk. Joshua Smith with the dunk, 30-21. Number 1, Mike White, long 3-pointer. He hits it again. His third 3-pointer of the half. 33-21, a 12-point advantage. And the pressure appears to be getting to Montgomery. Patrick Smith to Baker. In the corner, Akwara, rebound inside and back up and in by Ramel Davidson for Montgomery. Mike White fakes the shot. Now comes back out. Coach Taylor calling a play. To the right side is White. On the drive. Muhammad with the drive intended for Johnson. Off his hands and out of bounds. Dundalk by 10 with 4:31 remaining first half. Montgomery to inbound. Chris Johnson with it. Let's see if they try and trap here. They do. The fake, the drive. Akwara back to Johnson. 16 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass. Pull-up jumper by Jordan Baker is no good. And once again, Dundalk holding Montgomery to 1 shot. Jaffa Winfield from White. Back to White. Calls the play. 15 on the shot clock. Jaffa Winfield. Back to White. Goes around, comes around a screen. In the corner for a shot. No good by Brandon Johnson. Montgomery brings it back. Chris Johnson across. They go inside to Akwara. And a foul underneath. Rodney Christian with his first foul, team's 5th. And the big man, Isaac Akwara, shoots 2. Off the back iron, no good. Shoots one more. Trey Enriquez and Brian Jefferson for Dundalk. 10-point Dundalk lead, 3:34 in the half. Second by Aquara is good, cuts the lead to 9, 33-24. Brian Jefferson brings it up slowly. Jaffa Winfield. Back to Jefferson. Drives left. Three-pointer by Mike White. He is fouled. And Patrick Smith doesn't believe it. Patrick Smith with his first foul. Team's fourth. Mike White will shoot three. White rolls into first, shoots two more. The second rolls in. It looked like White forgot how many free throws he was taking because he went for the rebound, but he'll shoot one more and go for the trifecta. And Mike White makes 3 free throws as Jaffa Winfield did earlier. 12-point lead. They get the ball to Chris Johnson on the drive. Johnson with a layup is short. Patrick Smith with it. Muscles inside and he's fouled. Patrick Smith, a double-double man for Montgomery. Foul on Devin Mosley, his third, team sixth. Patrick Smith shoots 2, looking for his first points of the game. And we've got blood on the floor, so we'll have a brief delay. Once again, Dundalk with a 36-24 lead here in the first half. They've gotten it on the strength of three-point shooting and pressure defense. They've also been very strong at the free throw line with both Jaffa Winfield and Mike White hitting 3 out of 3 when fouled in the three-point area. So right now we're trying to get the blood up off the floor so that we can continue play. Once again, both teams coming into this game at 5-2 in conference. Montgomery 12-4 overall. Dundalk at 9-5. And we'll resume play as soon as the blood is cleaned up. Both teams taking the opportunity to have brief huddles. Montgomery in their backcourt and Dundalk over with Coach Taylor. Patrick Smith will shoot 2. His first is up and good. Cuts the lead to 11, 36-25. Smith's second is also good. 36-26 as we approach 3 minutes. Jaffa Winfield drives, comes back out top. Montgomery working the left side. Three-pointer by Mike White is blocked, but we also have a foul. And once again, it's in the three-point area. So Mike White will shoot 3. Foul on number 10, Jordan Baker, his first, team's 5th. Mike White will shoot 3 once again. He's 4 for 4, making the first. Shoots 2 more. White makes the second, shoots 1 more for Dundalk. And Mike White once again hits all 3 free throws. He's 6 for 6 and a 13-point lead. And the press. Montgomery gets it over. Back out to Chris Johnson. He drives. Great diagonal pass. And a traveling violation first, but a great pass from Chris Johnson diagonally across the floor. Dundalk brings it up slowly. Jefferson to White. Jefferson back with it. Jaffa Winfield fakes the shot. Jefferson. Three-pointer by Muhammad is no good. And a trap coming. Montgomery gets out of it. Nearly a walk. Ball deflected, and Dundalk takes over. On the run, and deflected and stolen by Chris Johnson. 2 minutes in the first half. Johnson, great drive and a little rolling layup. Chris Johnson with a great drive there. And a shot, no good by 20, Jihad Muhammad. Here comes Johnson again on the run. And a block is called. Dante Jaffa Winfield with his second personal, team seventh. Chris Johnson will shoot 1 and 1. For those of you who are new, on the seventh foul of each half, you shoot 1 and 1 on a common foul. If you make the first, you shoot the second. And Johnson does just that. Makes the free throw. And the basket was good. So Johnson completes the three-point play. Minute and a half, first half. On the drive. On the perimeter. Mike White with it. White with a drive. Shot by number 20. It was no good. Ball deflected, and Montgomery gets it. Chris Johnson. And a blocking foul. Mike White with a foul. His first, team's 8th, 1 and 1. Chris Johnson makes the front end of the 1 and 1, now shoots the bonus. Johnson makes both free throws for Montgomery. They've cut the lead back to 6 as we approach the 1 minute mark, first half. On the drive is Robert Goodwin, no good. On the drive, number 1, Chris Johnson, count the basket. Johnson will shoot 1. Jihad Muhammad with a foul, his first, team's 9th. And Chris Johnson completes the three-point play. And we're down to a 1-point game. White out top. Jaffa Winfield back to White. Goodwin drives, no shot. Jaffa Winfield. White looks at the shot, doesn't take it. And a long shot by Robert Goodwin is way short. Montgomery with it. With 15 seconds. It looks like they'll go for the last shot. Johnson. A couple of guys guarding him. And Johnson goes up and travels before the shot. 5.7 seconds for Dundalk to get a last shot. Here is White. Long three-pointer, no good. And that'll end the first half. Halftime score, Dundalk 39, Montgomery 38. Once again, Dundalk running off to leads of as many as 12, but cut down to a 1-point lead at the half. And we will be back with you shortly for the start of the second half. Once again, here at CCBC Dundalk, Dundalk Lions 39, Montgomery Raptors 38. We'll be back with you shortly. This is Richard Keller with you at CCBC Dundalk. This is Richard Keller welcoming you back to CCBC Dundalk as we get ready for the second half, which will begin in a little over a minute. A very interesting first half as Dundalk ran off to leads as high as 12 points, but leads by only 1 point here at the half. Two guards were the leading scorers for their teams. For Montgomery, Chris Johnson with 17, and for CCBC Dundalk, Mike White with 17. When Dundalk took the lead during the first half, they did it with both pressure defense and with long-range shooting. 6 3-pointers for Dundalk in the first half, and that gave them a lead, as we said earlier, as much as 12. But at the half, they lead only by 1. As expected, two teams near the top of the MD JUCO standings. Both teams with only 2 losses, coming in at 5-2. And we've got a 1-point game at the half as we get ready for the second half. Montgomery has already come out on the floor. Dundalk will get their final instructions from Coach Jerron Taylor. Once again, 39-38, Dundalk over Montgomery at the half as we get ready for second half action. And Dundalk will play it in. Jihad Muhammad will come over to midcourt. To Brandon Johnson in the backcourt. Jaffa Winfield. Mike White looking for a shot. Not there for Brandon Johnson. Johnson back to White. 15 on the shot clock. Jaffa Winfield on the drive. No shot there. Goes cross court. On the drive was Goodwin. The ball stolen. A nice move by Chris Johnson as he drove through the Dundalk defense, and he was fouled on the way to the basket. And the foul is on Dante Jaffa Winfield, his third, team's first. Chris Johnson, the line to shoot 2. A nice drive as he weaved through traffic. And Johnson makes the first free throw to tie the game at 39. Brian Jefferson for Dundalk. And that one rolls off, and we're still tied at 39, but the rebound came to Patrick Smith. Back to Chris Johnson, starts his drive, weaves through, left it short. Rebound, Rodney Christian. Jefferson. And a whistle. And the ball went out of bounds. Mike White with the last shot. And a delay in play. Chris Johnson on the drive. Rebound. 3-pointer. Rolls out by Isaac Akwara. Christian with the rebound. White with it for Dundalk. White pulls up. Passes off. And a pass over in the corner. Robert Goodwin's shot. And Dundalk with a basket, and they take a timeout. Dundalk regaining the lead on the last basket. Coach Taylor with his final 30-second timeout. 41-39 Dundalk, 18:43 remaining first half. It'll be Montgomery possession after the timeout. Chris Johnson with it. Ball stolen by Dundalk. Goodwin holds up. Mike White fakes the shot. Now to Goodwin. Back to White. Shot by 20. Jihad Muhammad is no good. Montgomery with it now. Inside. Backing in. Short hook by Smith. Patrick Smith is no good. The rebound, and we've got a foul. Rodney Christian with his second personal. 2 team fouls on Dundalk. Andre Hodo, who had the last rebound, puts it in. He now has a chance to tie the game. Hodo rolls in and out. 41-40 Dundalk. On the drive. Enriquez back out to Muhammad. And now Goodwin to settle it down. Muhammad inside, the ball knocked away. Patrick Smith on the drive. Lays it up, no good. Rebound by Jihad Muhammad. And a Montgomery foul, number 1. Chris Johnson, his first. Team's first. White across the timeline. In the corner, quick jumper is good by Rodney Christian. Christian gives Dundalk a 3-point lead. Chris Johnson on the drive. Ball kicked around. Picked up by Dundalk. On the run. It's Goodwin. Good head fake. And he lays it in. Robert Goodwin with a good head fake on the pass. And it's 45-40 as we cross the 17-minute mark. Second half. Once again, Dundalk with pressure. And Johnson with it. Guarded by Goodwin. Looking for a screen. Goodwin goes around the screen. Lob pass for Patrick Smith is stolen by Christian. Here is Goodwin to Mike White. He fakes the shot. 3-pointer in the corner. And now a lay-in by 24, Rodney Christian. And once again, Dundalk begins to pull away, 47-40. As we approach 16 minutes, second half. Sloppy ball handling. Patrick Smith loses it. Ball loose on the floor. Patrick Smith gets it to Chris Johnson. And we have an issue that apparently the shot clock was reset without the ball hitting the rim or being a turnover. And so we reset the shot clock at 8. Devin Mosley comes in for Dundalk, replacing Jihad Muhammad. Montgomery possession, just 8 on the shot clock. 3-pointer by Chris Johnson is no good. Devin Mosley with a rebound, falls to the floor, quickly up the floor for the 3-pointer is good. Robert Goodwin with a 3-pointer for Dundalk. 10-point lead for Dundalk at 50-40. Once again, they're pulling away with pressure defense and long-range shooting. And here's a steal. Goodwin passes to Mike White. He's uncontested layup. Montgomery, timeout. 15:24 remaining second half. Dundalk 52, Montgomery 40. And once again, it's been the pressure defense and the long-range shooting that has turned this game into a 12-point game once again for Dundalk. We'll be back shortly with the remainder of the second half. Montgomery possession as we return. Patrick Smith with it to Aquara. Back to Davidson. Once again, Dundalk with pressure outside. Davidson on the drive. Pull up, bank shot, no good. Ball knocked around. Mike White with a rebound for Dundalk. To Goodwin. Goodwin drives. His pass is intercepted by Ramel Davidson. Here is Johnson. Johnson on the drive. In traffic, and he's fouled. Foul on 24. Rodney Christian, his third. Team's third. Chris Johnson to the line to shoot two. Johnson makes the first, shoots one more. Dante Jaffa Winfield for Dundalk. As Christian comes off with the three fouls. Johnson will shoot one. Chris Johnson makes both free throws. He cuts the Lions lead back to 10. Mike White with it. Out high, guarded by Johnson. To Goodwin. He looks for a shot, doesn't take it. White with it again. Directing traffic. Jaffa Winfield. Falls down. Ball's loose. And we'll have our first jump ball of the game. Possession, Montgomery. And we're checking on the alternating possession. And Montgomery with a 30-second timeout. 14-18 remaining second half. 52-42 Dundalk. We'll stick with you during this short 30-second timeout. Dundalk once again with defensive pressure and long-range shooting that has given them this lead. And it'll be Montgomery possession after the timeout. They inbound it. Get it back to Chris Johnson. Johnson certainly has been by far their most dependable ball handler today. And we've got a whistle. It looks like a foul underneath. Number 0, Dante Jaffa Winfield with his fourth, team's fourth. And he comes out. And Chris Smith gets the inbounds pass. Patrick Smith gets the inbounds pass. Goes up for the shot and is fouled by Robert Goodwin. His first, team's fifth. Patrick Smith shoots 2. Smith makes the first, shoots 1 more. 52-43, 14:05 remaining second half. Smith shoots 1. And the shot is up and in. 52-44, an 8-point Dundalk lead as they come down the floor. Brandon Johnson looking for an opportunity here. Still with it. Muhammad. Enriquez. Knocked away. Enriquez with a shot, no good. Rebound by 14, Ramel Davidson, and he's fouled. And Devin Mosley commits the foul. That is his fourth, team sixth. So Dundalk now with both Mosley and Jaffa Winfield with 4 fouls. Patrick Smith cross court. Patrick Smith, nice pass, but on the way to the basket, Joshua Smith with a traveling call. Smith appeared to be all by himself. And now Dundalk with a timeout. 13:27 remaining second half. Dundalk 52, Montgomery 44. This is a full timeout. We'll be back with you after the timeout. Richard Keller back with you here at CCBC Dundalk. 13:27 remaining second half. Dundalk 52, Montgomery 44. And we are back after a Dundalk timeout. Dundalk with big leads in both halves. Right now up by 8 as we approach 13 minutes. White with the ball. Left alone, long three-pointer is good. Mike White with his fourth three-pointer of the day. And once again, Dundalk with pressure. Montgomery gets it to Chris Johnson. Johnson with it up top. On the drive. Pass is taken by Mike White. Dundalk coming back. White shake and bake. Enriquez faked the three-pointer, drove to the basket. Left it short, but he was fouled. Montgomery foul was on Patrick Smith, number 20, his second. Team second. Trey Enriquez makes the first, shoots one more. Henriquez makes both free throws for Dundalk. (57-44), a 13-point lead. Largest lead here in the second half. Pass knocked out of bounds by Devin Mosley. 12:30 remaining second half. Dundalk with a 13-point lead. And a foul on Dundalk's number 3, Brandon Johnson, his second. Team 7th. It's a 1-and-1 situation for Chris Johnson. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Muhammad with the rebound. Brandon Johnson brings it across. Johnson looking for a play. 2 men up high. Henriquez with a shot, and he's fouled. A blocking foul. Foul on 35, Isaac Akwara. His first, team's third. To the line, Trey Henriquez. Henriquez shoots one more as he misses the first. Henriquez misses the second as well. Patrick Smith with the rebound. Davidson gives it up to Chris Johnson. Johnson comes across. Hodo. Cross court to Johnson. Inside. Inside to Patrick Smith. Ball knocked off his leg and out of bounds. The ball will belong to Dundalk. Under 12 minutes remaining second half. Dundalk with a 13-point lead. Johnson comes across. Yo-yo's the dribble. On the drive. Devin Mosley on the drive is fouled going to the basket. And the foul on Patrick Smith, his third, team's fourth. Devin Mosley on the drive, tried to go reverse layup. He will shoot 2. Mosley makes the first, shoots one more. Number 4, Joshua Smith for Montgomery. He replaces 35, Isaac Akwara. 14-point lead for Dundalk. Mosley's shot is in. He makes it a 15-point lead. 59-44. Joshua Smith, Chris Johnson, Andre Hodo, pull-up jumper, and a foul as Ramel Davidson took the shot. Dundalk foul number 2, Devin Mosley. That is his 5th. We're coming to the bench for the 5th foul. Mosley has fouled out for the 11:18 remaining second half. And Rodney Christian comes off the Dundalk bench. Ramel Davidson will shoot 2 for Montgomery. Davidson makes the first, shoots one more. (59-45) with 11:18 second half. And Davidson makes both free throws for Montgomery. Montgomery without a field goal as we approach the 11-minute mark here in the second half. They've had all free throws here in the second half. Brandon Johnson goes around the screen. Pass. Jump stop, and a jump shot is good by Trey Henriquez for Dundalk. 61-46. Inside, Patrick Smith. Go back to Smith. And Patrick Smith with his first basket of the day. First field goal of the day, 61-48. 10.5 minutes remaining second half. Dundalk has done a really good job of keeping the ball out of his hands down deep, as that was his first field goal of the game. Inside, back outside. Brandon Johnson to White. Turnaround jumper by 24. Rodney Christian is no good. Montgomery back with it. As we approach the halfway mark of the third period, easy pass. Great pass from Chris Johnson to Patrick Smith. And it's 61-50 as we cross the 10-minute mark, second half. Mike White with the ball. Starts his drive. Trey Henriquez, he drives back to White. Three-pointer is no good. And Patrick Smith with a rebound for Montgomery. Inside, and Patrick Smith is starting to cause problems for Dundalk. 3 straight field goals, 61-52. It is a 9-point game. And Coach Taylor showing his frustration on the sideline. Goodwin on the drive, blocked by Patrick Smith. Chris Johnson with it. Lob and a lay-in by Ramel Davidson. 61-54 as Montgomery makes a comeback. Johnson with it. Three-pointer is good. Jahad Muhammad breaks the string. 64-54, back to a 10-point lead. That was a key three-pointer for Dundalk. Oh, and a nice drive through traffic, and laying it in is Chris Johnson. 64-56 as we approach 8 minutes, second half. Mike White with it. White with a drive, and he traveled. Mike White trying to go to the basket, took too many steps. 5, Robert Goodwin in for Dundalk. Patrick Smith with no field goals until about the 11-minute mark of the second half, and he's scored 3 field goals in the last few minutes. We've crossed the 8-minute mark, 64-56 on the drive. Shot by Chris Johnson is no good. Christian with the rebound. Here's White across the timeline. Back to Goodwin. Goodwin drives, ball knocked away. 3-on-1 for Montgomery if they hurry. Patrick Smith not ready for the pass, but he gets it back and makes a nice left-handed layup. 64-58. A 6-point game with 7:24 left. Mike White controls out front. Christian tries to set a screen for him. White goes around it. Open three-pointer is good by 21. Trey Henriquez. Henriquez with a big 3. And it's 67-58. Back to a 9-point game. Joshua Smith to Chris Johnson. Johnson looking for a screen. Starts to weave his way through to Patrick Smith. to Joshua Smith. Back to Chris Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. Johnson. Hodo. Inside. Patrick Smith on the drive. He's fouled. Trey Henriquez with a foul. His first. Team's 8th. Team's 9th. Patrick Smith shoots 2. Smith makes a first, shoots 1 more. Number 0, Dante Jaffa Winfield back in for Dundalk. 67-59. 6:29 left in the second half. And Patrick Smith makes the second. He is 6 for 6 from the line. And Montgomery with a full timeout. 6:29 remaining second half. Dundalk 67, Montgomery 60. This is a full timeout. And we will be back shortly with the conclusion of tonight's game. Teams coming back on the floor, 67-60, Dundalk, 6:29, second half. Richard Keller along with you for the broadcast this afternoon. We hope that you're enjoying this afternoon's game between two of the top teams in the Maryland JUCO. Mike White with the ball. Comes across. Double stack at the top, double stack low. Now they break out of it. Looking for somewhere to go. Jaffa Winfield. He was bumped, but no call. Montgomery with a chance to cut it to 5 with the basket or 4 with a three-pointer. Chris Johnson. Guarded by Jaffa Winfield. Johnson towards the corner, inside, and we've got a whistle as the ball went into Patrick Smith. A holding foul. And the foul on 21, Trey Henriquez, his second, team's 10th. Patrick Smith will go to the line to shoot 2. And Smith with his first miss of the day. Still 67-60 with 5:56 remaining second half. Smith with his second is up and good. 6 with the basketball. Comes across slowly. Muhammad. Jaffa Winfield, ball loose. Ball still loose. Chris Johnson with it. Driving to the basket, blocked. But Patrick Smith is there to clean it up and put it back in. 67-63 with 5:21 remaining second half. Mike White with a drive, gets through traffic. Jaffa Winfield misses. Ramel Davidson with the rebound. Inside, Patrick Smith to Davidson. Outside, missed. Ball batted around. Who's got the rebound? It's a loose ball. Montgomery gets it. Long three-pointer is no good by Chris Johnson. Ball still loose. Montgomery with it again. And 25, Andrew Hodo with the jumper. And we've got a 2-point game with 4:37 left. Dundalk allowing 3 shots at the basket without getting the key rebound. White to Henriquez. No good. Loose ball. Jaffa Winfield with it. He drives and he's fouled. Montgomery foul on 25, Andrew Hodo. That's his first, team's 5th. Dante Jaffa Winfield will shoot 2. Crucial free throws in a 2-point game with 4:11 left. Jaffa Winfield shot is up and good. Dundalk back to a 3-point lead, 68-65. Robert Goodwin for Dundalk. Jaffa Winfield will shoot 1 more. Ball in and out. Andre Hodo with the rebound. 3-point game as we approach 4 minutes. Johnson guarded by White. Johnson, cross-court pass. Now back in the middle. 11 on the shot clock. Still outside for Montgomery. Drive and a short jumper by Ramel Davidson and a strong rebound by 20, Jihad Muhammad. Here is Goodwin for Dundalk. 3:35, second half. Coach Taylor calling out a play. Goodwin. Oh, nice drive by Jaffa Winfield, but it didn't go in. And Montgomery again, down by 3 with the basketball. Chris Johnson. Davidson drives, gets through, misses, ball loose. Mike White with a rebound. The smallest man on the floor with one of the biggest rebounds of the game. White left alone for 3, misses. Ramel Davidson with the rebound. Here is Johnson. Hodo with a drive, and he's fouled. And that might be the 5th on Jaffa Winfield. And that is his 5th. Second Dundalk player to foul out today. Devin Mosley fouled out earlier. Andre Hodo shoots 2 for Montgomery. Hodo rolls in the first, cuts the lead to 2. 68-66, 2:47 second half. Hodo's second is up and good. 68-67. We're back to the 1-point lead that Dundalk had at halftime. 2:42 second half. Goodwin. Muhammad, pull-up jumper, no good. Patrick Smith with a strong rebound. Montgomery could take the lead with a basket. Chris Johnson, guarded by White. Screened by Patrick Smith. Johnson drives in traffic. Patrick Smith gets it and lays it in. And Montgomery takes the lead. 69-68. 2 minutes, second half. And this battle of 5 and 2 conference teams will go down the last 2 minutes. Mike White with a shot, tries to tap it in and rebounded and put in by Rodney Christian, and Dundalk regains the lead. And we have a Dundalk foul, number 5, Robert Goodwin, his second. Dundalk is over the limit. Chris Johnson will shoot 2, again with the opportunity for Montgomery to take the lead. His first is off the back iron. 70-69. Dundalk with 1:47. Johnson now with a chance to tie. And his second is good. We're tied at 70. 1:47 remaining second half. A full timeout will be taken by Montgomery. We're tied at 70 with 1:47 remaining second half. A battle of 2 teams tied at 5 and 2 in the conference. And it's just what we expected. Down to the last 1:47 in a tie game. We'll be back with the finish in just a moment. Richard Keller back with you here at CCBC Dundalk. An outstanding mid-season game. We're tied at 70 with 1:47 left. Dundalk possession. Robert Goodwin with it. Guarded by Joshua Smith. Goodwin gets out of trouble. Now ball knocked away, but he maintains control. Mike White with it now. 15 on the shot clock. White to Christian. Back to White. Pass to Christian in the lane. Ball knocked away. We have a jump ball situation. Montgomery possession with 1:18 in a tie game. Chris Johnson will control for Montgomery as he comes across. Davidson back to Johnson on the left side. 16 on the shot clock. Johnson looking. Back to Davidson. Johnson inside to Smith. Outside. And a shot by number 4. Joshua Smith lodged between the rim and the backboard. That's a jump ball, and it goes to Dundalk. 50.5 seconds remaining second half. We're tied at 70. Inbounds to Henriquez. Now he goes back to White. White gets it across the timeline. Mike White with it. Guarded by Chris Johnson. White. Henriquez drives. He's fouled. Going to the basket with 33.8 left. The Montgomery foul on 14, Ramel Davidson, his first, team 6th. Henriquez makes the first, shoots one more. Trey Henriquez with 2 key free throws at 33.8. 72-70 Dundalk. Montgomery comes across the line. 20 on the shot clock. The pass. Shot does not go. Tapped up. Loose ball. Goodwin gets it. Dundalk has it. And a foul in the backcourt. Davidson with the miss. Dundalk with the rebound. a chance to go up by 4 with 11.9. Trey Henriquez, 1-1. He just hit 2 key free throws. Henriquez makes the front end of the 1-1, now shoots the bonus. Henriquez in and out. 9 seconds. Ball knocked away, and Dundalk has it. Goodwin with it, and that's the end of it. Dundalk with the steal, and that is the end of this afternoon's contest. Our final score, Dundalk 73, Montgomery 70. We will have a wrap-up and some post-game interviews in just a few moments. Dundalk with leads of 12 and 13 points in the halves, but then had to hold on for dear life, but never lost the lead in the second half. Montgomery came back at 1 point to tie it at 70, and Trey Henriquez with 3 key free throws down the stretch. And those were the free throws that ended up being the deciding factor in this afternoon's game. Mike White unofficially with 22 points. We will hopefully have a chance to talk with Mike and with Trey Henriquez, who made the big free throws. But once again, 73-70 Dundalk. They go to 6-2 in conference. Montgomery to 5-3. Dundalk improves to 10-5, and Montgomery goes to 12-5. An outstanding game in midseason as 2 great teams played each other, and I believe we're about ready. It's fun. And we'll bring in right now 2 of the heroes this afternoon of the game. First, Mike White, unofficially with 23 points, including 6 for 6 from the foul line and 4 3-pointers. Mike, come on in. You can sit down here. That'd be great. Kind of an interesting game because it looked like you guys both in the first half and the second half had the game in hand, up by 12 and 13 points, but Montgomery was very resilient and came back to do it. Talk about the first half in particular, where you had 3 threes and the 6 for 6 from the foul line. That was crucial in the first half.
I just tried to stay confident. I missed my first 2 shots, so my coach was just telling me to stay up and keep shooting it. So that's exactly what I did. Okay.
And those points in the first half were critical. When you go to the line to shoot 3, what are you thinking?
You have to take advantage of it because that's not an ordinary free throw line shot. So you just have to stay focused through 3 shots and just knock them down.
Okay. And in your view, what was the key to this afternoon's victory?
I'm keeping number 20 off the boards, finishing defensive possessions with rebounds, and capitalizing on the offensive end. That was the key to success.
Just for everybody's benefit, it was at about the 11-minute mark in the second half where Patrick Smith got his first field goal. He ended up getting 6 field goals late in the game, but at that point, Dundalk had put up enough of a lead that they were able to do it. What are you looking for the rest of the season?
Staying consistent. You know, we have to mature. We have a lot of young guys on our team. We actually have 2 sophomores from the returning team last year, so we just have to stay confident and stay humble and just play defense and just stay hungry.
It looked like your pressure defense also was critical this afternoon, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's just one of my biggest flaws in my game is the defensive end. I have to key in playing defense. So when it's time to play defense, I just want to just focus on my defender and try to just stop him from scoring.
Because it looked like you guys in a lot of cases were trying to do traps to try and take the ball away from them.
Yeah, we see who's the key ball handler. So whoever is bringing the ball up, we try to trap them, or whoever can't bring the ball, we try to get it from them as well. So we just want to put pressure on the ball handlers and try to get it from them.
And it also seemed like you guys had an advantage when Chris Johnson wasn't on the floor, their number one ball handler. You'd seem to put a lot of pressure on them when he was off the floor.
Yeah, we kind of figured out that he was the only ball handler, so we wanted to put pressure defense on the guys that were shaky with the handle. So that was one of the biggest things.
Well, congratulations on a big mid-season win, and best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you. And now Trey Henriquez will join us for a brief discussion. First of all, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
You had all the pressure on you because you had those free throws down the stretch. So tell us about the free throws down the stretch.
Just when I stepped up to the line, I got made them. I mean, I was a little tired, but I had to stay focused and knock the big ones down when they count.
And you also did a really good job, particularly in the first 30 minutes or so on Patrick Smith. You guys seemed to be able to keep him away from causing you any problems early in the game.
It was just, I mean, Coach told us what he was going to bring to the table. So when I came out the bench, I had to step up to the plate and try to hold it down for him.
So when you're standing there at the free throw line with the game on the line, the game tied, you're just focusing on that back rim to make sure that you're hitting the shot, right?
Yes. Yeah, I had to. Could have lost us the game, but I knocked him down, so.
Well, congratulations on a big win for you, and congratulations on hitting the big free throws. And now we're going to talk a few minutes with Coach Jerron Taylor, who's going to give us his insights on this afternoon's game. Jerron, first of all, congratulations on a huge win.
Oh, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Definitely both teams came in hungry, and, it could have bounced either way tonight.
For a midseason game, it was almost one of those ESPN classics, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the intensity, guys getting after it. And guys just don't want to lose, bragging rights. We got some guys from a little bit way down the area and things like that. Me and Coach have a pretty good relationship, Coach Bird. So, guys want to win that game. And at the same time, both teams coming in 5-2 in the conference. They just had a few tough games. They had a rivalry game, and then they had a game against Cecil where they won in overtime, so they were on a roll. We had won a few games, so both teams coming in with, on a positive note. So I expected that type of game, and it was a good one.
It seemed to me there were three things in the game that decided the outcome. One of them was your long-range shooting, Mike White in particular hitting a lot of threes this afternoon. Second, it looked like your pressure defense was really good. And then I guess the big thing was keeping Patrick Smith without a field goal until the 11-minute mark in the second half was crucial.
And I didn't even know that. We definitely keyed in on him and the kid number one because we knew that was a primary thing. And Mike has been shooting the ball great this year for us, almost at 50% from three, leading us in scoring. So we come to expect that night in and night out now. The defense, we wanted to definitely get after him because we knew they really only had one ball handler, and he struggles with the pressure a little bit, so we wanted to get after him a little bit and then go from there. In regards to Pat Smith, a kid, not even a kid, he's a grown man out there, but he's an animal in a positive way. He just gets after it, and, he's a tough check. So I just told our guys, and you saw what happened. We had 2 or 3 guys foul out. I was getting nervous because I didn't know if we were going to be able to finish the game with 5 just because of what he presents down there, and the defense has to focus in on him so much that it creates opportunities for everybody else.
When you're sitting on the bench in a tie game and you've got your guy at the free throw line, what are you thinking?
That he's going to make it. I have confidence in all our guys. We do some stuff during practice. There's a little pressure stuff where, and it's never like this because it's not a refs, anything like that, but just in fact of consequences for missing free throws, 1-and-1s and things like that. So, they've done it before. It's not anything new.
And certainly Trey hit 3 big free throws down the stretch for you.
Yeah, Trey's actually been playing really well for us since right before Christmas. We went up to Cecil, and he had a really good game. It wasn't a good game numbers-wise, but you could just see him getting a feel for it as a freshman. And they say around January you find your stride, and he definitely has. And I'm just hoping he can continue that for the rest of the season.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on a big win, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Once again, Dundalk with a 73-70 win over Montgomery in this afternoon's game. Dundalk improving to 10-5 and 6-2 in the conference. And once again, as you just heard, the key players, Mike White with 22 points and a good defensive effort. And Trey Henriquez with 3 key free throws down the stretch that broke the 70-70 tie and gave Dundalk the win. We thank you very much for joining us on our broadcast this afternoon. We look forward to you being with us for our next broadcast, which will be next Saturday at 1 p.m. when the Lions will host Prince George's. And the men will be playing at 1, the ladies at 3. And both of those games will be broadcast, and we look forward to having you back with us for those 2 games. For now, this is Richard Keller thanking you for joining us. We wish you a pleasant rest of your afternoon, and we wish you a safe drive home wherever you're headed. And if you're home enjoying the game, we look forward to you to being with you for the next broadcast.